Good morning, guys. It is still morning, at least for a little while. I had another one of those late mornings. I actually woke up decently early. I just didn't immediately get up and get showered. I got up and started doing day job type stuff. Checked on my server. Everything looks like it's going well. As my coworker said, it is going to take quite a little while. It still didn't finish up. There are two things that it's doing. It didn't finish up the first one overnight, and it's still going on it. So that's just a matter of time, I suppose. We haven't had any more snow yet, which is good. Means that all the snow that I blew off last night is gone and has not been replenished. But I'm fairly certain that a large part of what's out there now is ice. And from what I understand, sometime tomorrow, probably tomorrow morning, it's supposed to start snowing again. And where we are, supposed to get about 10 to 14 inches of snow. Central Kentucky is going to be just blanketed, which is going to suck. The snow thrower I've got will do 12 inches maximum. We've gotten, I think, 16 to 18 inches at one point, and I was able to clear some of that. Like, it'll take the top half of it off at that depth, but it won't get all of it. Anyway, the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about this morning, after I finished up the video last night, after I finally got Ellis to go to sleep, I actually did take a little bit of time and I turned on the camera and I did a review of the Nexus 5X, just the talking head portion of it. So I have to go back and film all the, here's the phone, here's what it looks like, here's how things run on it and whatnot. Before I do that, I'm going to take the time and actually edit it down just to see exactly what I've got left. Because after I got done filming, I had 12 or 12 and a half minutes of footage, and I'm not going to be uploading a video at that length because the grand majority of it was just retakes and rethoughts and things like that. I mean, these videos regularly go up about 20 to 30 minutes long, and without editing them, they'd be like 40 minutes just because there's a lot of ums and a lot of pauses, and I go through and I cut them pretty harshly. I've actually gotten better about not cutting these little times when I'll take just a second and think, not a long second, but a little bit of time. If it's any longer than just a millisecond or two, I do cut it. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about this morning was analytics. Again, I know I go into that a little bit too often, but I was looking at them late last night, and actually a comment overnight from Sharon, I think I said that right that time. He said, is it just me or is the views on the vlogs going down? And realistically speaking, it is just him. I've been sort of keeping an eye on them, and they're really not going down. They're not going up at this point, but they're not going down. I'm not using spam clickbait thumbnails and titles, so it's not going to be something that massive amounts of people find and share. The two vlogs at least that have done the best on here recently have been the two surrounding Ellis's birth, and that's kind of the obvious one. And really on this channel, the thing that generally does best is the subscription box unboxings, and specifically the Geek Fuel boxes, because the T-Blocks ones, there's not a huge amount to them. The Geek Fuel ones, I think they actually share my videos occasionally, so I think that helps. But I think I'm going to switch over to the desktop for just a minute because there's a couple of things analytics related that I found interesting that I kind of wanted you guys to see. And I wanted to take a bit of a quick look at some of the analytics on my channels. Let's start off here on my main channel. As you can see from this little page, in the last 90 days, I've accrued about 1 million views. But the really interesting thing I find about that, look at this graph. This graph is displaying the subscribers versus the non-subscribed people. So down at the bottom, you've got over the last 90 days, this channel has accrued almost 900,000 views from people that aren't actually subscribed. Meaning, one, I need to figure out how to get people to subscribe to the channel. And two, maybe I'm focusing on subscribers a little too much on this channel. Because for 3 months to accrue a total of 100,000 views from people that are actively subscribed to my channel means they're not terribly actively subscribed. But the other side of things is the view duration. You see I've got here the average view duration for the last 90 days is 3 minutes 10 seconds. I've checked the lifetime of this channel and it's about 3 minutes. And then when you look at the subscribed versus non-subscribed viewers, the non-subscribed viewers all average out to about 3 minutes. But I thought that was kind of interesting for the main channel. But then when you look over at the vlogging channel, here's our view count over the last 90 days, about 70,000 views. Not bad, not amazing, but not bad. But then when you look at the numbers, subscribed versus not subscribed, 44% of you guys are subscribed. Now, that's going to be a little bit skewed because these are not all daily vlog views. A large majority of them are going to be like the Geek Fuel boxes and the T-Blocks boxes and any of the subscription boxes that I make videos about on here as well. But I like the fact that it is separated this way, and it lets me know who I'm supposed to be targeting on this channel. And then when you look over at the actual view durations, you see this view duration is much, much higher than the main channel. 5 minutes and 8 seconds average. A lot of that is being pulled down by people that are not subscribed, people watching just the Geek Fuel videos, which are a lot shorter. But when you look at the subscriber counts, you know, they're averaging 7, 8 minutes, sometimes as low as like 2 or 3 minutes. But then when you get to the new year, here's around the end of 2015, coming into 2016, averaging around 9 to 10 minutes of view time. That sort of gives me an idea of where, for the daily vlogs, I need to be in terms of length. These 20 to 30 minute vlogs are fun. There's a ton of information in them. but I really definitely should start paring it down a little bit. A lot of you guys have said you really like the long raw vlogs, but they take a lot of time to edit, a lot of time to render, a lot of time to upload, and as the analytics are showing, the longer vlogs are not being viewed all the way through. So it might be better to sort of pare it back. Instead of doing 20 to 30 minutes, focus on 10 to 15. So maybe I'll give that a try. That was almost a complete and utter disaster. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little video segment there. I actually went ahead and used the new Audio-Technica mic with the sound dampening thing. I did a quick test with it and it sounded amazing. So hopefully that worked out well. But there was almost a disaster. I have my daily can of Monster sitting here, and when I went to put my headphones down, hit the can, because again, this thing's in the way, so I couldn't see, knocked it over, Monster spilled all in this area. There's a Drobo there. There's a MacBook Pro there. Somehow, I don't know how I did it, it did not touch any of the technology. I did pick up the Drobo and put it in the floor very, very quickly, ran for paper towels, but it just sort of blobbed there and stopped. It was like it was meant to not go anywhere near the technology. The day was saved. But anyway, sort of the point of all that, the reason that I wanted to talk about all that is, one, most importantly there, you really need to be paying attention to your analytics if you run a YouTube channel, keeping an eye on who's watching, when they're watching, where they're coming from, if they're subscribed or not. As I mentioned on this channel, about half of you guys are subscribed to the channel, which means that you're actively coming back. You're actively checking your subscription feeds for my videos. And that is all something that is appreciated so much. But on my main channel, where I do tend to focus a lot of my attention, and I do tend to put an awful lot of effort into the videos, it makes me sort of realize that I might be doing it wrong. For so long there, I was targeting separating the videos out a lot so that the subscribers would have a chance to view them. But when it turns out that only 10% of my views are actively coming from subscriptions, why shouldn't I flood the subscription boxes? Do it 5, 7, 8, 10 videos a week if I feel like it. The more important thing there seems to be the search terms, the SEO, getting the videos that will do well and putting them out there whenever you got them ready. I'm definitely gonna have to spend a lot more time in there, and possibly also start optimizing my main channel videos more for that watch time. Because if I can get the videos down in the 3 to 4 minute range, there would appear to be a much higher likelihood that more views would come in as a result. If people are only gonna stick around and watch my ugly face for 3 minutes at a time, then I probably ought to make the videos around 3 minutes at a time. But on this channel, where you guys are wanting to watch 5 minutes, 10 minutes at a time, that does speak volumes to the fact that I shouldn't be doing 20, 30 minute videos on here. I probably ought to cut it back. So we'll see about that. I do like being able to throw all these things from the day in there, but I definitely don't need to sit here and blather for 20 minutes if you guys aren't gonna watch it. And that's okay, I don't mind that. New comment just came in from Lee, who absolutely hit the nail on the head. He said, still haven't opened that PS4. I honestly don't know why I've been holding out on it. There was this little part of me that wanted to make it into an unboxing video. That's silly. PS4 released in like 2013. There's no reason for me to do it as an unboxing. So we'll do it right here, right now, as an unboxing in the vlog. Hey, there's a box in the box. PS4 controller. Drop the box. Ports, cables, and parts. There's an HDMI cable, micro USB cable, potentially for charging the controller, half of the power cable, or maybe the whole thing, and the earbud. I'm guessing this is for, everything's falling. I'm guessing this goes into the controller and you can talk through it or something. I don't do that whole online thing. And then the pièce de résistance, as it were. PS4. Yep. It's PS4. Does PS4 things. It's got buttons on it. Woo! Now I have to figure out where it goes. Quick start guide, PlayStation Network, Uncharted. Ooh, with a code to get the game. Once there's a multiplayer beta for Uncharted 4, follow the instructions below to download. I'm okay with this. So there you go. Lee, hope you're happy. It is unboxed, it's out of there. Now I can hook it up and start playing it. And now, time for foods. That is green things. I see Geek Fuel Box coming. Looks like he is alert and awake, and if you'll notice, I'm holding him at the moment. That's okay. Also, I took a little bit of time and unboxed the Geek Fuel box. That video is in the works at the moment. Doesn't take very long to do those, so it'll be done shortly. And now back to adorableness. This is why the video should be long. You have to have lots of adorable baby stuff. You want to talk to them? Nope. Talking up a storm until I put the camera on him. Quite a little while later, work is over now, and it's time for some food. He has been playing video games all afternoon, making real productive use of his time. Made what? Burgers and taters? Taters. And sleep. Always sleep. That stinks. We broke the blender. Somehow this thing, I think it had little fins on it, and now they are completely gone. So if we try to do anything with it, it just shears them down more. So that means I'm gonna have to try to order a new piece for that, and I have a tissue in my ear, because bleeding. The two were not related. I had an itch in my ear, I scratched it, long fingernails that are really sharp. It happens. And later and later and later, it's already after 8 o'clock. They've gone ahead and canceled Duncan School again tomorrow. I've been sitting here working on or attempting to work on the XDA news script, as well as getting the Twill News stories in order, so I can go ahead and try to film both of those videos in a little while. I may go ahead and just film the Twill one simply because I can sort of do it with a little bit of background noise. The XDA one I prefer to be kind of really, really quiet, no ambient noise or anything. But the Twill one's so laid back, I might as well. And I was telling Christina this, after talking earlier about analytics and about keeping things short, I've been just avoiding the camera today. I've been avoiding picking it up and turning it on because I know that I'll do this, that I'll just blather and talk and go on, and it'll be 5 minutes later and I'll still be going. And I know there are a few of you out there, literally a few of you, that really enjoy the very long vlogs. And I do kind of, I mean, as you can tell, I love to talk and I love to talk to the camera, so I do. But in the interest of having videos that are watchable, that are, you know, that I would want to consume, that's what I hadn't been thinking of so far. When I come back to these videos, I'm not gonna wanna watch a 30-minute video. Even though it was my day and my family's involved in it, I'm not gonna wanna sit here and watch myself talk about this. I'm gonna wanna see my cute kids, I'm gonna wanna see technical stuff, and that's about as far as I'm gonna wanna go. So to go ahead and get off the rant and the tangent, I got the Nexus 5X video actually completely edited. It's about 8 minutes long. I just have to shoot all the B-roll, which shouldn't take terribly long. Then that one will be done and ready to go, but I'm gonna wait to do that until after I finish these other 2 videos I have to do. I've started getting emails from the company that sent me the VR headset. Where's the video about the VR headset? So I'm gonna have to go ahead and do that one hopefully tonight as well. I'm trying to get steps in as well, getting tired. But I can do this. May have to have some more caffeine though. Well, I did it. I've hooked the PS4 up. I've actually got it down here in the floor, up against the side of the desk, but I think it'll get the job done. There goes all the time that it ever was. Goodbye. It's getting entirely too late. It's already 10:30, but I did just finish up the XDA news video. Had a bit of a bummer with it. For whatever reason, and you're gonna hate the lighting in the background, but sorry. My little teleprompter here, there must have been too much light hitting it. It must have been a bad angle. I don't know. But when you're watching the video, if you happen to watch this video, you can see the text scrolling on one little part of the screen. And it was because there was a black window in the background, you could see it. The rest of the screen, it wasn't really noticeable. Otherwise, I would have just completely redone the video. And I really didn't want to do that. So that's definitely, that sucks pretty hard. So I'll have to make sure that I thoroughly test things again before I do that again. But I'm getting ready to film the Twill news video. I've got all the stories lined out. I haven't done much on them other than just briefly look at them. So it'll be a good exploration thing. So time to dive into this. And I think I may have done it. I just filmed the Twill news video. Took a lot longer than anticipated again. However, the last one I did I think was like 18.5 minutes. This one looks like it may have been in the neighborhood of 16 to 17. And again, I'm gonna crop some of that down. Hopefully keep it under 10 minutes. As I said this morning, videos that are over 3 minutes, my viewers just tend to not watch on my main channel. There's no way these type of videos are ever gonna be under 10 minutes, at least not far under 10 minutes. But yeah, that's just got imported. All is good, all is well, ready to edit that. So let me jump at that first. I did it. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. The Twill news video is done. It's rendering at the moment. Got one of the stories pulled up over here, I'm looking at it. But it's 11:40 and I've got it done. I've just got to finish rendering it, get it uploading so I can get the link, so I can send it over to XDA so they can include it in the XDA news video for tomorrow, because you got to have those extra views from XDA. But you know what? That's actually probably going to go ahead and wrap things up for me for today. This video was a bit shorter. Hopefully you don't mind it being significantly shorter, if it was. Gonna try to not blather entirely so much, because I know I tend to go on and on. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed spending the day with my family. Thank you for doing so. And we will see you again tomorrow.